assholes. You motherfucking right, I'm a broke asshole, breaking your motherfucking ass off every time I see you. I need my cash, man. I gotta have it, gon' get it.
Who's the Mac? I'm the Mac, use the Mac. Kicking the gangsta lip and pimp like pretty tone. I wish your herringbone I'm wearing home. Dearly beloved, I'm so low budget, no gold nuggets. Chillin', willin' the two-door cutlass, same old bucket. I love it when them bitches call me J.
Well, last chance. I'm a rich man now. Give up the open road, sell my truck, settle down.
Couldn't have that on my conscience. The only way it might work is if you buy a bigger truck. One with a cozy little apartment in back, just big enough for two.
Sounds pretty great. But you know something? Sooner or later, I rub everybody the wrong way, and... well, let me think about it.
God, aren't you even gonna kiss her goodbye?
No.
See you around, Burton.
Never can tell.
MGTOW isn't about hating women. It's about understanding that the reality of this world is transactional. Men need to wake up to this fact and stop providing for a world that is increasingly absorbing their health, wealth, and mental well-being without offering anything in return. Society has conditioned men to believe that their worth is tied to how much they can give, whether it's financial support, emotional stability, or physical protection, while receiving little in the way of genuine appreciation or reciprocation. However, it's crucial to recognize that men bear significant responsibility for the creation of this imbalance. Over generations, men have built and upheld the systems that prioritize women's comfort over equality. Chivalry, legal frameworks, and societal norms have enabled women to leverage systems that disproportionately benefit them. It's important to note that MGTOW isn't a rigid guideline telling men to avoid women entirely. Instead, it's a flexible case-by-case basis approach that allows each man to choose his own path. Some men may choose to engage in intimate but non-committal relationships, while others may take the monk route and avoid relationships altogether, while some may take this information and decide that they, armed with the knowledge, will go into a relationship anyway, and for that, Godspeed. However, it should be noted that if you choose that route, the longer that you're there, the easier that it is to break you down over time. All of these choices remain valid. At the end of the day, it's your choice whether you decide to cuck yourself in a relationship or whether you decide to go for short-term flings, hookups, and this, that, and the third, or you decide to go monk. But the core principle remains the same in that the only way to challenge the status quo without resorting to violence is to stop engaging in simping and long-term relationships that drain men of their resources and well-being.
Just praying to a God that I don't believe in, 'cause I got time while she got freedom. 'Cause when a heart breaks, no, it don't break even.
I ain't never been to space before, but I ain't never seen a face like yours. You make me feel like I could touch the planets. You want the moon, girl, watch me grab it. See, I ain't never seen a star this close. You got me stuck by the way you glow. I'm like, oh, 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 oh. I'm like, oh, 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 oh.
Oh, you know I never ask you to change. If perfect's what you're searching for, then just stay the same. So don't even bother asking if you look okay. You know I'll say, beautiful girls all over the world. I could be chasing, but my time would be wasted. They got nothing on you. Nothing on you, babe. Nothing on you. Nothing on you. Nothing on you, babe. Nothing on you.
A bit rougher than necessary, but it gets the job done in explaining validation solicitation syndrome. So, From an early age, men are conditioned to seek approval from women, believing that their value is intrinsically tied to their ability to provide and please. This unhealthy mindset leads to financial, emotional, and psychological hardship, pitfalls that MGTOW seeks to highlight and prevent. Validation solicitation syndrome is a pervasive issue in which men develop an addiction to seeking female approval. This concept is perpetuated through various cultural influences, including media, pop culture, and even music, which reinforce the notion that a man's worth is intrinsically tied to the female's validation. Songs such as Just the Way You Are or Locked Out of Heaven encapsulate the societal messaging that men should constantly seek to please and win over women. Popular films and shows further drive this narrative, depicting male protagonists achieving fulfillment only through romantic success. As a result, men are conditioned to believe that happiness and self-worth are unattainable without female approval, leading to a cycle of dependency and emotional turmoil. Despite experiencing repeated disappointments, many continue to seek relationships in hopes of finding fulfillment. This cycle perpetuates dependency and hinders personal growth. The emotional toll on men. The emotional consequences of this societal conditioning can be profound. Men who constantly seek validation experience increased stress, anxiety, and feelings of inadequacy when they fail to meet societal expectations. The pressure to provide, protect, and pursue relationships often leads to emotional exhaustion, depression, and in extreme cases, a complete loss of self-identity or even death. Mainstream media reinforces this pursuit, pushing men to suppress their emotional struggles and soldier on without support. As a result, many men internalize their pain, leading to long-term psychological damage and a diminished sense of self-worth. Society reinforces the falsehood that a man's worth is validated through relationships. However, choosing to walk away is not an act of weakness. It is a declaration of self-preservation and empowerment that challenges lifelong programming.
For seduction, you've been charmed by her corruption, and eyes for impressing girls online with your investment, and then is for the money that you've lost since this all started. But that P is for the princess, always gave her what she wanted till you had an empty wallet. Ooh. You're a simp, plain and simple little simp, getting swindled. Every smile, every giggle makes you feel less single.
Simps. We love those guys, don't we? Can you tell the sarcasm? Anyway, simps, men who excessively cater to women at their own expense, are instrumental in perpetuating male disposability. From lavish spending on dates and gifts to prioritizing female approval over personal growth, simping manifests in many ways. Pop culture, music, and social media further reinforce these behaviors by glamorizing male sacrifice for female validation, creating a societal expectation that men must always prove their worth through servitude. Whether through financial support, emotional labor, or blind devotion, simps reinforce the very structures that disadvantage them. This transactional dynamic often masquerades as romance, yet in reality, it perpetuates male subjugation. Mainstream media frequently shames men who challenge the status quo with derogatory labels like incel, while rarely addressing the issue of simping. Many men deceive themselves into believing that understanding female nature provides immunity to manipulation. However, the only true escape is disengagement from long-term relationships, as these are necessary for women to have provision and protection, and that all-time favorite, attention.
Hey, baby.
Hi there.
Whoa. Like, how much or something?
50.
Cool. Hey, Beavis, you got 50 cents?
No, $50.
This is just what we need.
$50 to do it? She must really want it if she's gonna pay us $50 to do it.
God, what a dumbass.
Very funny, guys. Now, why don't we go up to my room?
Yeah.
Buck naked.
Everybody freeze, this is a bust.
Women today have unprecedented opportunities to exploit their sexuality through social media and subscription-based platforms such as OnlyFans, while men face societal and legal obstacles when seeking companionship. Women are free to choose partners based on short-term satisfaction with attractive men, often disregarding long-term stability. Conversely, men are not afforded similar reprieves, and seeking alternatives such as paying for sex through prostitution often carries severe legal and social repercussions. This glaring disparity highlights how men who are not chosen by women are left without socially acceptable means to fulfill their biological needs. Society's condemnation of men seeking paid companionship underscores the inherent bias that deems their solutions as immoral or criminal, while women's exploitation of their bodies for financial gain is celebrated as empowerment. Now, to clarify, I don't care if they do that shit. That's completely fine. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. But what does bother me in the slightest is that I don't have an equal amount of, something to do to counteract the fact that they can do whatever it is that they want, but, I'm just fucked. I have to just straight up use my hand, which, empowering up to a point, but at the same token, I'd like some ass here or there, you know what I mean? But you have to, once again, go through the fucking hoops, of which you may not even get there. So, one more thing before I get back on script. I'm not saying that, trafficking isn't a thing, whether it be children or women. They tend to go through the drug trade as well as a result of being so closely tied together. But, if you gave legal avenues, you wouldn't have to fucking justify pig existence because you need to justify it. So you put, oh, hey, we busted this so many guys in this fucking human trafficking ring, but they like to use these terms pretty much fluidly with each other, which is just so fucking shit because people have this understanding, normies I mean, that, oh, they're scum, oh, they're losers, oh, they want to pay for sex, don't you know you can get that for free? Oh, oh man, I'd laugh more if it didn't fucking hurt so bad. But anyway, back on script. Women are granted the freedom to explore their sexuality without consequence, whether through casual hookups, leveraging dating apps, or monetizing their desirability online. Dating apps and social media have drastically increased women's access to high status men, creating an illusion of unlimited options. This expanded reach inflates their standards and fuels the unrealistic expectation that they can secure these men for long-term relationships. However, what women often fail to acknowledge is that they are competing with countless others for the attention of a small percentage of men. As a result, women frequently complain about the lack of good men without realizing they have overlooked the vast majority of average men who remain invisible to them during their prime years. It is only in their later years, when their perceived value in the dating marketplace declines, that they begin to notice these overlooked men who, by then, have either moved on, focused on self-improvement, or embraced the MGTOW philosophy.
Hey! 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 If you wanna be having fun the rest of your life, never make a friendship with your wife.
For men who choose the traditional route, marriage, the consequences can be just as severe, if not worse. Modern marriage presents significant financial and legal risks, often with little to no reward for men. The legal framework heavily favors women, particularly in cases of divorce, where men frequently lose significant portions of their wealth and assets, face burdensome alimony and child support payments, and are often granted limited custody of their children. The concept of no-fault divorce allows women to end marriages with little justification, often leaving men financially destitute. Women, empowered by the legal system, can initiate divorce while benefiting from settlements that include property division, spousal support, and ongoing financial obligations that can last for years or even decades. The court system rarely takes into account the sacrifices men have made to support their families, reinforcing the notion that men are providers first and individuals second. Furthermore, cultural narratives continue to push the idea that marriage is the ultimate goal for men, despite the growing evidence that it no longer serves their best interests. Men who avoid marriage are often labeled as commitment phobic or immature, while those who enter it face the real risk of financial ruin and emotional turmoil.
Well, I don't see what the big deal is with hoes anyway. Riley, all women are not hoes. We're talking 25% tops. Okay, but if they not all hoes, then why I got to pay to take them out to eat then? I mean, I'm paying. That's payment. I don't know, 'cause that's just what you do. You meet a girl, you take her out to dinner, but you're not paying the girl. You're paying the restaurant. But I'm paying, which makes her a hoe. Why don't I just give her the money I was gonna spend on dinner, and that hoe can go grocery shopping?
Given these realities, prostitution should be a viable legal option for men as a means to fulfill their biological needs without the high risks associated with modern relationships and marriage. However, the current system leaves men with two grim choices: traveling abroad, where legal prostitution exists but requires raising significant amounts of money, often hundreds of thousands of dollars, to access it. This pursuit introduces additional risks such as unsafe conditions, cultural and legal challenges, and even the possibility of falling victim to scams or violence. Which is to say, if you end up in the wrong place at the wrong time and you lose your organs, I mean, sucks to be you, because out there, you don't have the right to bear arms, so if someone comes to fuck you up, then it's hand over fist, and, if you're outnumbered, then, it's GG. And then number two, seeking options domestically, where they face the ever-present threat of arrest, public humiliation, and severe financial consequences, simply for attempting to meet a fundamental human need in a world that provides no socially acceptable alternatives. Ironically, while men are punished for seeking fulfillment, taxpayer dollars predominantly contributed by men are used to fund government programs aimed at rehabilitating women involved in sex work, providing them with therapy, financial assistance, and job placement services. This systemic hypocrisy forces men to subsidize the very system that denies them the same freedoms. The societal double standard is clear. Men must work tirelessly to prove their worth and conform to an ever-rising standard, while women are offered endless options, flexibility, and social support to explore their sexuality without comparable scrutiny. Men who refuse to play the game are either ridiculed or criminalized, reinforcing the cycle of male disposability and female privilege in the sexual marketplace. Furthermore, and women and simps are going to hate this one, women are granted the freedom to explore their sexuality without long-term considerations, leaving many men without even more viable options. Those who are overlooked during their youth and work tirelessly to build financial and social stability are later dismissed with sentiments like, "get over it," when they are considered viable partners past a woman's prime.
She take my money when I'm in need. Yes, it's a trifling friend indeed. Oh, she's a gold digger way over town that digs on me. She give me money.
Now I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke niggas. Now I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke niggas. Get down, girl, go ahead, get down.
In modern relationships, men face a significant financial burden that is often seen as their obligation, while women retain full control over their own finances without the same expectations of contribution. This double standard reinforces the outdated belief that a man's role is to provide, while a woman's role is to receive. Between men's income and women's income, a man's earnings are often considered a shared resource in relationships, expected to cover expenses, gifts, and lifestyle upkeep. In contrast, a woman's income is typically regarded as her own to be used as she pleases with little to no expectation of sharing. Popular culture and social norms perpetuate the idea that men must provide financial stability to be considered viable partners. Now, in the past, when women were supposedly chaste, this would be, a pretty good option. They didn't have unlimited options so that they could just go anywhere and do anything and assume, you know what? I've got unlimited options, and this guy has a boat, so I'm going to spread my ass cheeks. You know what I mean? It's shit like that that makes it just feels like the deal. It doesn't feel like it is. The deal is just dead. It's gone. And we have to adapt to that now. So, with that being said, in the past, you would have lyrics like,
Bitch, that's just like when that nigga took me to Vegas. His fat ass fell asleep. I got him for his Rolex and his car keys. Mind this shit back to the town. Soulless triple goins for a player's price.
Bitch, ain't that none from the loony?
Yeah, I heard that motherfucker got hella skrilla.
You ain't knowing? I'ma set the motherfucker up, get him high, give him some sunshine pussy, and the money all mine.
Ooh, yeah.
I wanna fucking that's it. After that split, I didn't kiss you cause your breath smelled like shit. I only stayed cause you was licking me, but then I got fed up because your dookie braids was sticking me. You're looking like you're from the Blue Lagoon, but I ain't tripping cause I know that you be leaving soon. Bitch, you're only with me cause you think that I'm rich. You fuck 20 more niggas and come to me saying you got the itch.
Now, an off-script note, with simping becoming so prevalent within recent years, it's no wonder that they don't even need to do shit like that anymore, because what's the point? When you get a silver platter 10 out of 10 times around the corner if one man decides that he's not going to put up with it, why bother robbing you when most men will literally garnish their wages without any duress? I know, we're not even talking marriage or, child support, or having your garnish his wages from your check directly to her. It's literally men causing the issue. But back on script, the girl boss contradiction. Modern women are encouraged to pursue financial independence and career success, yet many still seek men who can provide financial security. More often than not, he needs to make more. This contradiction creates an unfair dynamic where men are expected to meet traditional expectations while women enjoy the flexibility of both empowerment and financial autonomy. The long-term risks of financial commitment. Marriage and cohabitation present significant financial risks for men, particularly in cases of divorce where men frequently face loss of assets through settlements, ongoing financial obligations such as alimony and child support, limited access to children despite their financial contributions. Men are also often expected to finance dates, vacations, and gifts, creating a financial drain with little guaranteed return or appreciation. The rising costs associated with maintaining a relationship further emphasize how financial expectations disproportionately fall on men.
So you mean to tell me this is the way that we finna start our new year off? Listen, I was just told just a few minutes ago, okay, after I had ordered my appetizer, that my budget for my date, my first date, is $30. Like, where they do that at? You know what I mean? And then...
You're supposed to be a grown woman and you're recording me. You're being loud.
Really?
Disrespectful. We're in a restaurant.
Never.
You can't conduct yourself like a mature lady.
I am conducting myself.
I gave you $30 budgets.
No, $30.
You think
so
you're gonna get here?
You don't even get a chance. This man don't even get a chance to talk anymore because you know what, he's saying all this stuff about me, and it's not true. I am what?
You think?
What? No.
You think I'm gonna let you order up this whole menu? And
the whole menu?
Think you was trying to play
me?
You can't play me.
For an appetizer?
If you go over
a drink.
If you go over $30, you paid. I'm sorry.
$30. So I'm not worth $30. Hey y'all, I'm not worth $30. I'm not worth $30. I tell you, no. I tell you what. How about we do this? No. How about you just go ahead, get gone. I got this.
No problem.
I got this. No, I don't want anything. No. What I want you to do.
You're very immature.
No, sir. Sir, I want you to just go. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed day, sir. Sir. Have a blessed day. Get gone. Get gone.
The push for financial independence while maintaining traditional roles. Women are free to focus on self-improvement and financial growth without the societal burden to support a partner. Meanwhile, men must constantly strive to increase their earnings, often leading to burnout and dissociation when their efforts go unappreciated. Beyond relationships, men contribute disproportionately to the tax base, which funds programs that primarily benefit women, such as government assistance, child support, and women-focused career initiatives. This systemic bias forces men to finance a system that does not prioritize their well-being or provide equivalent support. And, just look at her, right? He could be doing way better. You know what I mean? But that's a result of the modern woman and the privileges that she's been given for years. About 100, almost, I think. And it goes even well beyond that because we've been treating women like, fucking gods for well beyond 100 years. And this is the result that we get. So the moment that you start giving, you start giving, boundaries and expectations set upon women, they just fucking short circuit. They can't possibly fathom that men are finally deciding, maybe it's not worth it. Maybe if I am going to do it, I need to put boundaries on it. And this is why I love the internet so much, because you get to see the public consciousness adapting in somewhat real time. It takes a while, but, this is progress. And you absolutely love to see it. Now, once again, I'm not advocating that you seek relationships or even date, but just seeing that just makes my heart sing,
Not scared to die. Said I know your intentions, no fear in my eyes. Let me infection, I'm not scared to die. I know your intentions, no fear in my eyes. Let me infection, I'm not scared to die. I know your intentions, no fear in my eyes. Let me infection, I'm not scared to die. I know your intentions, no fear in my eyes. Let me infection, I'm not scared to die.
Metamorphosis. Institutions that once provided safe spaces for men have been dismantled under the guise of inclusivity, yet female-centric organizations remain untouched. Historically, men relied on fraternal organizations, mentorship groups, and male-only social clubs to share experiences, build camaraderie, and provide mutual support. Today, these spaces are either diluted by forced inclusivity or outright eliminated, leaving men without crucial support networks. The erosion of male-centric spaces further isolates men, stripping them of opportunities for self-improvement, networking, and emotional support. Some key examples of this erosion include fraternal organizations such as the Freemasons, Knights of Columbus, and collegiate men's fraternities have faced increasing pressure to accept female members or face public criticism. As a result, the unique brotherhood or mentorship opportunities they once provided are being diluted, weakening their original purpose. The Boy Scouts, for example, once a male-centered institution fostering leadership and camaraderie, the Boy Scouts of America now include female members. This shift fundamentally alters the environment that once focused on fostering male growth in an all-male setting. Workplace initiatives as well. Male-dominated industries have been increasingly targeted for inclusivity initiatives, often overlooking the importance of preserving spaces where men can support each other without external social pressures. Online communities, digital spaces where men gather to discuss their struggles, whether through forums, gaming communities, or support groups, are frequently scrutinized and labeled as toxic or misogynistic. This results in censorship and stigmatization, driving men further into isolation. Conversely, female-centric spaces, such as women-only gyms, networking groups, and empowerment organizations, continue to thrive without the same scrutiny or expectations of inclusivity. The disparity highlights a growing societal imbalance where men are increasingly deprived of environments that cater specifically to their challenges and well-being.
Ordinary human dating. It's enjoyable and it serves an important purpose. But when a human dates an artificial mate, there is no purpose, only enjoyment. And that leads to tragedy.
Neato! A Marilyn Monroe bot!
Ooh, you're a real dreamboat.
Billy Everything.
Harmless fun? Let's see what happens next.
Billy, do you want to walk your dog?
No thanks, Mom. I'd rather make out with my Monroe bot.
Billy, do you want to get a paper route and earn some extra cash?
No thanks, Dad. I'd rather make out with my Monroe bot.
Billy, do you want to come over tonight? We could make out together.
Gee, Mavis, your house is across the street. That's an awfully long way to go for making out.
Did you notice what went wrong in that scene? Ordinarily, Billy would work hard to make money with his paper route. Then he'd use the money to buy dinner for Mavis, thus earning a slim chance to perform the reproductive act. But in a world where teens can date robots, why should he bother? Why should anyone bother? Let's take a look at Billy's planet a year later. Where are all the football stars? And where are the biochemists? They're trapped in the soft, vice-like grip of robot lips. All civilization was just an effort to impress the opposite sex. And sometimes the same sex.
AI-driven companions and robotic partners are increasingly marketed as solutions to the growing disillusionment men feel toward traditional relationships. These innovations promise companionship without conflict, obligations, or emotional turmoil. However, while AI offers a convenient escape from societal pressures, it presents significant long-term concerns. Some of the perceived benefits of artificial companionship include emotional safety. AI relationships provide a risk-free environment where men don't have to fear rejection, betrayal, or emotional manipulation. Unlike human partners, AI companions offer predictable responses and unconditional attention. Financial predictability. Unlike traditional relationships, which come with unpredictable expenses such as dates, divorces, or child support obligations, AI companions offer a fixed upfront or subscription-based cost. There are no unexpected alimony payments, costly anniversaries, or financial surprises that can drain one's resources. Customization and control. AI companions provide an unprecedented level of personalization, allowing men to tailor their ideal partners to their exact preferences, whether it be physical appearance, personality traits, or emotional responsiveness. Technology immersion. As artificial intelligence and virtual reality technology begin to evolve continually, interactions with AI companions become more immersive and lifelike, offering companionship that feels increasingly authentic and fulfilling. However, these advancements come with significant drawbacks. Emotional dependency. Over-reliance on artificial companionship can isolate men from real-world interactions, making it more difficult to form meaningful connections and friendships. Privacy concerns. AI companionship often requires extensive data collection, raising serious concerns about privacy and security. Sensitive personal information could be exploited by corporations or hackers seeking to profit from loneliness. Societal disconnect. As more men turn to AI for companionship, the divide between men and women may widen even further, eroding interpersonal skills and fostering resentment between both sides. However, and this isn't off script, I don't feel like that would happen for men. At least men that can't afford to get something like that as of yet. Now I'm hoping that in the future, these things become cheaper to the point where you could throw 40-hour work week paychecks added, a couple of them, and bada bing, bada boom, you've got yourself a partner, listens, cooks, cleans, fucks you whenever you want. Sounds pretty sweet. But to me, in my thought process over it, because, many normies are like, oh, this is gonna erode relations between men and women. This is just sad. But, you're not willing to address the problem of women's ego. So you don't really care about, the division that's just going to build even more between men and women. Back on script, though. The normalization of artificial companionship raises ethical questions about the commodification of relationships and intimacy. Can genuine fulfillment come from a programmed interaction, or does relying on AI companions reinforce the idea that men are disposable and that their only option is a life of artificial companionship? And back off script again. So, what I'll say about that notion in particular is that there are some folks out there who, genuinely have, like, sex dolls that aren't, like, moving about, and, they can rotate themselves and shit like that. And, it's just analog. You know what I mean? Like, it's basically blow up doll, but, it's full body silicon, or maybe it's even less. But you'll see these guys out there with these kinds of things, and, people make fun of them, but they're in such depths of loneliness that it just broke them. So what else can you do? And if you look the way you do, and you don't get chicks, and you didn't get chicks even before you grew into an adult, right? It's just, what can you do? And that's where the shaming comes in, because don't you know that you can just get into a relationship, bro? Just take a shower, bro. Just fucking okay, 12 cold showers a day and wash your face. And go up to her and say hi. It's just like, none of that shit, doesn't work. If you don't have a mouthpiece on you to even engage in this dog shit market that we have, then, you're fucked. So, what better way to assuage the woes of the lonely and broken than to have an AI companion? Now, back to what I was saying about the silicon, real dolls, if that'll help you understand. It's I don't think I can suspend my disbelief, to that degree. You know what I mean? And more power out there to the men who are out there that just say, what, fuck it. I mean, that's gonna be my life, because interacting, dealing with, putting up with women and their bullshit is just such a hassle. What's the point? Why bother? Why try? Back on script. Despite these concerns, society and women at large heavily shame men who explore AI companionship. This alternative threatens the traditional power dynamics, as it offers men an escape from their perceived dependency on women for emotional and physical fulfillment. The stigma attached to artificial companionship serves to reinforce the belief that men should continue striving to meet the escalating demands placed upon them rather than seeking more predictable, fulfilling alternatives. While AI companionship offers short-term solace, it cannot replace the intimate human desire for connection and purpose. Or so they say. Like I said, I'm not rocking it. I'm not knocking it, but there are levels of disbelief, or suspending your disbelief, right? Because let's say Turd Flinging Monkey, for example. That motherfucker said he loves his real doll. He's in a relationship, an intimate relationship with it. It's an inanimate object. It's just, there's no if, ands, or buts about it. And, I'm not going to talk too much shit about the guy, he's got cancer. But, something that is more, that can interact with you. I'm going to understand that it's a toy, right? I'm going to understand that it's not sentient, but it does enough to scratch that in my head. Back on script, it cannot replace the innate human desire for connection and purpose, so they say, as of right now. But If men continue to disengage from traditional relationships, the long-term consequences for social cohesion and emotional well-being could be profound. So, between the coming sex robots and similar products becoming increasingly popular, because women hold the keys to both sex and relationships in today's world, while the companies creating these products are undoubtedly predatory, they are simply responding to a growing market demand as society continues its downward spiral. Women are free to engage in sexual liberation, monetize their bodies through platforms like OnlyFans, and take advantage of legal systems designed to benefit them, while men are expected to bear full accountability for their choices with no safety net. The disparity is clear. Men are forced to strive endlessly only to find themselves undervalued and discarded. The only real solution lies in emerging technology that will functionally replace women in men's lives. Well, that and forcefully taking, but, that's neither here nor there because you first, you want to get shot. However, this solution comes with its own set of challenges as it risks further weakening men emotionally and socially while expanding the already growing divide between the sexes. While artificial companionship offers an escape from the relentless demands of modern relationships, it ultimately does not address the deeper issues facing men today, namely the need for self-worth, purpose, and genuine connection. Of which doesn't exist because for all that dog shit about women being, what's the word I'm looking for? It's on the tip of my tongue. Sugar, spice, everything nice. What else is there? They use this word with God. It's the opposite of malevolent. It's not crossing my mind right now, so I'm going to ignore it at the moment. But the final message here is very simple. And that is, the world is not going to change for men. Men must change for themselves because, by all accounts, what we've seen is that the world absolutely, unequivocally, does not care about men. There may be chads that get the discounts, but overall, men are disposable. And the only choice that we have is to either play into a system that devalues us or walk away. Anyway, this has been Wander, and if you made it this far, I hope you enjoyed. It definitely took quite a while to put together here, and while it's definitely not perfect, there's no place I'd rather be. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.